Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another film review. Tonight we're looking at a film that I've had for quite a while. It's in my watch pile and I finally got around to watching it. And it's a 2015 horror film called Green Room. Excuse me, starring Patrick Stewart. Now this is based on a struggling sort of punk band that are on the road, and the film starts off that they play this local gig and there's no one there sort of thing, and they get sort of ripped off by this guy, and they only earn sort of like $6 each. So they're a bit sort of miffed and pissed off of the guy. And then he says, well, look, I'll sort it out. I'll speak to my cousin in the next town and I'll get you another gig there. Because they're trying to make money, they're struggling. They're that hard up that when they're travelling in their van, they're having to siphon petrol from other people's vans and stuff like that to keep going because they've got no money. And they're all sort of like living in this sort of van as they're travelling. Anyway, this guy arranges a gig for them. But this is like an out of town place, and the venue is it's full of sort of skinheads and stuff like that. And these are sort of like the red lace skinheads, so they're far right skinheads, so they're sort of like neo Nazis, and so they're playing this gig here, and they're not too happy about it. So they try to be really cheeky, and they go on stage at this. When they get to the venue, they go on stage and they play the Dead Kennedys cover and do a Nazi Punks Fuck Off, which is a song by Dead Kennedys. And so they play this song, and it really aggravates the crowd. And then they start playing sort of like their sort of heavier stuff, and the crowd seem to get down to it, and we see the crowd sort of moshing to their sort of songs and sort of pogoing. And they come off stage and they're just about, and they get paid. They get paid like $350. They're quite happy with that. And then the girl of the band, it's got a female in the band, she remembers she left her mobile in charge in this room because they're being shown the way out the back. So her friend goes, one of the band members goes into the room to retrieve the phone, but as he's in there, he sees these skinheads in there and a dead body on the floor with like a knife in her head. So now they've seen a murder crime they shouldn't have seen, and now they're sort of like stuck in this venue, and they get shoved back into the room where the body is and told to wait there while they called the manager. And the manager of the venue is played by Patrick Stewart, and he turns up, and because they've witnessed something they shouldn't have, he's now in a way to try and get rid of this band. So he calls in his sort of neo-Nazi skinheads in to help him out to sort of dispose of this band. And they're locked in this room, not coming out until the police turn up. They've got a gun with them. And the sort of film sort of really kicks off. They've got one of the punks in the room with them. They end up killing him. There's a female skinhead in the room with them, and she befriends them because she's not into the neo-Nazi thing. And outside we've got Patrick Stewart trying to arrange different ways to getting rid of this sort of band without it being sort of like big sort of publicity, because obviously he wants to kill them and get rid of them. And the film turns into an absolute disturbing, violent horror movie as all these sort of things start happening to him. Like one of the guys gets his hand cut off by the skinheads, and while they're trying to get out of the room, and all this sort of thing. There's quite a bit of gore and blood in the film. It is a difficult, uncomfortable watch. But apart from that, it's an amazing film. It's really cool. I really like the storyline. I love punk music. And when they played the Dead Kennedys songs, I love Dead Kennedys, I was absolutely chuffed. I thought, that's so cool. And it's quite a good storyline. And Patrick Stewart, it's really strange seeing him in this kind of role, but he plays it really convincingly and really, really well. I'm not going to tell you any more of the plot or if they get away or what happens, because I want you to watch it and find out. What do I think of Green Room? It's great. It's an amazing film. Really, really enjoyed it. Really cool. Absolute violent film. if you like violent horror films. It's a good storyline. It's and it's got like, because it's got like that music sort of feel to it. It's got quite a lot of sort of like heavy music going on in the background, which is really cool too. The pluses of the film, it looks amazing on this second sight release. Looks really, really cool. The cast is really good. Really sorry about that, guys. My phone died on me. Yeah, the pluses of the film, it looks amazing. It's really, really cool. The cast are really cool and quite convincing. And the story is quite believable. And I love the sort of story because it's based around the sort of music theme. Patrick Stewart's really cool in the film. He plays quite a convincing part. It's extremely violent, it's extremely disturbing, it's extremely gory. So it's right up my street. So I'm going to score it an amazing watch and give it a 9 out of 10. I really, really enjoyed the film. It's really, really cool. A really good different take on a horror film. So if you like your films really gritty and really violent, this is going to be your sort of film. Green Room, 9 out of 10. Any of you guys seen it? If you have, let me know down below what you think of it. It's been out a while. Yeah, 2015 it came out, so it's about nearly 10 years old, this film. But it's really, really cool with quite a good cast. And the storyline is quite gripping, and it really sort of like, you really feel for these poor kids, this punk band. You just hope they get out alive, because they've been put into this position. They shouldn't have been playing a neo-Nazi sort of club anyway. That they attract the screwdriver, the sort of screwdriver kind of bands, the sort of skinhead bands, but they were got there because they were done out by the other gig, and it really unfolds into quite a violent ending, which I'm not going to tell you, but I do recommend it if you like that sort of film, guys. Until my next video, please check out some other channels. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Manview Film, RS Design, Pizzawell. I'm Icelord, Cat Watches Horror Movies, Grumpy Andrew's Haunted House. So a massive shout out to my lad. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I see you all soon.